Now, while much has been made about the actor Robin Williams' film and stand-up work, and rightly so, not too much has been said about his work in ads. He was prolific in the advertising arena, and his work spanning decades from the Illinois Bell Telephone Company spot in 1977 to his most recent ads for Apple iPad and Snickers. Here's a sample.
Fourth down, Coach. What do we do?
I'll tell you what we do.
I want you to go on the field. Look for anything with an O.
Let's kill them with kindness. Jimmy, I want you to make balloon animals. Tyler, make little tea cozies, something fun.
Are you okay?
We will win this for Mother Russia!
Coach, eat a Snickers.
Why is that, Chief?
You get a little loopy when you're hungry. Better?
Better.
Now let's go for it!
Go get him, guys!
We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion. Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. To quote from Whitman, "O me, O life of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish. What good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists, and identity. That the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. That the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be?
Well, from a rich heritage to technology now, and WeChat is a free messaging and calling app that allows people to connect with family and friends across the country. Now it claims it can make you money. Now you're going to watch. Through a concept called M4Jam, Money4Jam, a micro-jobbing service. Brett Lopes is with us. He heads the service in South Africa and is here to explain. First of all, what is a micro-job?
So the way those jobs have been created is that they're actually single tasks that can be completed on your mobile phone. So a good example is something like validating a point of interest for a mapping company. So for example, mapping companies need their data to be up to date or as up to date as possible. So they need to know, is that traffic light still on that corner? Is that McDonald's still across the road? And what they do is they drop down these jobs with location information attached to them. And when you find a job, you can actually go and stand across the road, take a photo of the McDonald's and send it in, and then you get paid for completing that
So
task.
in a funny kind of way, it's a commercial aspect of crowdsourcing in a way. The take-up, I understand, has been phenomenal.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the challenges we've got at the moment is getting enough jobs in the system.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that's been really eye-opening for us, the concept is fantastic. I mean, it just enables the community in a way that nothing else has so far. But the thing that's really been eye-opening is the high quality of the jobs that have been performed. I guess one of the big concerns with crowdsourcing is you never know what you're going to get. But from my understanding, the Money4Jam guys have told me that the quality it's exceeded everybody's expectations. And because of that, we're starting to see a lot more interest in getting more jobs into the system.
Just in terms of guaranteeing that the job is going to be done and done well, is there not a risk here, Brett, of weak links in the chain?
I don't think so. You know, look, I mean, first of all, Money4Jam is a third-party company. You know, these are entrepreneurs that came and spoke to us about using our platform to deliver their service. So they're actually the guys looking after all of those processes. But we went through them very thoroughly. You know, I mean, I'm just as concerned as you about this. I mean, the last thing we want is for people to have a terrible experience. But the way they've set it up, I think, is extremely smart. So they've got checkpoints all the way through in both directions. So the person only gets their money once the job creator has validated the quality of the job.
How do you redeem your money?
So what we've launched with is a partnership with Pick n Pay. So you get a wallet balance in WeChat, and it tells you how much value you have for the jobs that you've completed. And when you choose to cash out, you just push a button in the app, and you get a voucher code. And you take that voucher code to Pick and Pay, you give it to one of the tellers, and they give you your cash. Simple as that.
What type of money are we talking here? I'm assuming that you take on a couple of micro jobs. You're not going to be able to buy a yacht in the Caymans or anything. Or maybe you are, I don't know. At which point I'm resigning instantly and coming to do this.
Who knows where it'll go, you know? I mean, that's always going to come down to the type of job. But for the launch now, the kind of value we're looking at is somewhere between kind of 10 Rand and 45 or 50 Rand per job.
Okay.
So, you know, for 10 or 15 minutes of work, I think for a lot of people this could be life-changing. You can have up to 6 jobs at a time allocated to you as an individual. But once they're completed, you can grab more.
And there's pocket money. I mean, it's a great opportunity.
Sure.
What's the big future in something like this? Where is this trend heading, do you think?
Specifically from a mobile perspective, this is an extremely interesting trend because if you think about the principles of crowdsourcing and what they really are about, it's about mobilizing communities, and our cell phones have come to represent us as individuals. You know, this is our touch point for our own social interaction with our community. So when you start getting your head around how to actually leverage those different bits and pieces, I think we're just, you know, this is the tip of the iceberg. There's some very exciting things that we're going to see happening.
Thank you very much for coming. It's fascinating stuff. Brett Lopes, the head of WeChat Africa. Now, one of the big brand challenges facing any organization, I would suggest to you, is internal communication. In other words, how to get your staff to buy in and stay motivated. The big finance house Wesbank has been set a major profit target, and the broad thinking behind the strategy is the line operating like a well-oiled machine. So, how is that going to be achieved? That was the challenge that was given to the local agency Actuate.
The machine itself is really a piece of magnificence that's come to fruition.
So the Creovator is a machine that uses kinetic energy to lift balls and to allow those balls to using gravity to find their way back down to Earth in a variety of different shapes and patterns. It's a machine that sparks interest. Its scale is quite massive. It's appealing to look at, and it's designed just as a reminder for all of our staff as they walk into this building past this machine to focus on the tasks that we have set for ourselves as a company over the next 3 years.
It's really about also incorporating into the physical environment what the business stands for, what it aims to achieve, and also the scale of the challenge. They have set themselves some very aggressive goals, so we had to find a way that would really get people engaged around it.
So there's a barometer that shows all staff who walk past can see exactly where we are in terms of achieving those barometers. The idea is that every time we reach a significant milestone, we will congregate around the machine, push the button to bring it to life, and symbolically just pat ourselves on the back and encourage us to continue along our journey.
3, 2, 1.
I love a challenge, so I was really happy to get the job from them, and it's my kind of work. I'm quite a technical sculptor, so I really enjoyed the challenge of making the thing for them.
This is Mags on Media. Coming up, what to expect from the annual Luries Awards Week. We'll also take a look at a new campaign for a famous jeans brand.
News that moves. ENCA.com.